saw the cotton cuts, I thought, it's cut for you. And I loved it. I loved it that, putting the pieces together because it was manageable. It was so easy to do. So then I started sharing it on my YouTube channel because I was like, well, if I can do this, anybody can do this.
I love doing batiks for the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Honestly, I think it's the best thing because they press nicely, they're crisp, they feel good, there's no wrong side, you don't have to stress about it, and I'm just a really big fan of batiks. So
it's a sweet little slice of my sewing time where I don't have to worry and I don't have to, like, this sounds crazy, but I don't fully have to use my brain, right? Like, I literally am pulling it. The most brain activity that I am using at that point is making sure that I'm matching and I'm using my code and, like, this is fabric A, this is fabric B, this is fabric C. That's it. Once that's all organized and laid out and I'm following the clues, I am just mindlessly sewing at that point. And while I'm doing that, I'm accomplishing something that I haven't accomplished in any other block of the month program, right?
You will get addicted to them. I can't stop doing the Puzzle Mystery Quilts. They are just so much fun. Even if I wasn't an ambassador, I would be jumping in and working on these because they're so easy. You just have to spend a little bit of time. The no cutting part, I know I think every single ambassador in the preview, I think somebody talked about not cutting. Every single ambassador talks about the not cutting part, but it is so much nicer to just sit and sew.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Amber. I am from So Majestic, and I'm so fortunate to be an ambassador for Cotton Cuts. And I'm joined today with my friend Sean.
G'day. And again, my name is Sean with the Guy Who Sews, and I'm one of the other ambassadors. And we decided to do a little project. Normally, the ambassadors submit their top 3 colorways for the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, so that way we can sew up something that we enjoy. But we took inspiration from a couple of friends of ours, so Becca and Ian, the Off-Kilter Crafter, who picked each other's colorway on the previous Puzzle Mystery Quilt, and we figured, hey, let's jump on board and do the same thing this time. So we stole the idea from them. They were perfectly okay with it, of course. And so what did we do? We picked colorways for each other. What did you pick for me and why?
All right. So I chose Tombstone for Sean, and I particularly, all right, excellent. He's showing it. So that is a neutral colorway. And Sean and I have been ambassadors for a little while, and we had been talking, and he had shared with me that he has only sewn batiks for the colorways. And we were talking, inspired by Ian and Becca, and was like, wow, did they pick something that's their usual or whatnot, and how we would feel. And Sean said that he thinks he would be okay with a surprise. So I wanted to give him something completely different, which was a non-batik fabric, but I wanted to choose a colorway that I thought maybe he would also be comfortable with. And I just thought the Tombstone looked so great. It was neutral, but it also had a variety of different neutral colors in it to give it some depth. So I decided to throw him a curveball and hoped he was okay for it with it.
Which I was, because that was one of the reasons I wanted Amber to pick it for me, because if you give me a choice, I'm going to stay in my little safety zone. I'm definitely someone that goes to the same restaurant, orders the same thing on the menu each time. So if I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, which I did, this was the only way it was ever going to happen. Now, I looked at several different options for Amber. I was like, do I throw her a curveball? Do I give her something that I think she would like? And I ultimately decided, just because of her fun personality and everything else, I picked one that I thought would be closer to what she would enjoy. And I wanted to see it come together anyway with a friend of mine. And it was Josie, right?
Yes.
Okay. I had a mental blank there of which one it was. It was like I can picture it. But yeah, that's the one there. I just thought it screamed Amber. And I just, once I saw it, I was like, that's the one that Amber has to have.
Yes, I love bright colors. I honestly thought you were going to throw me for a loop and maybe pick even Tombstone for me because I had shared so much how I love bright colors. So I was actually rather surprised and super excited because it's definitely also a colorway I would have chosen for myself.
Yeah, I thought about the curveball, but then I was like, no, we need to give her. She'll probably be more surprised if I stick with something that she knows. So
yeah, I really was. So how do you feel about sewing up Wild West? How was your experience with it?
It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a little bit different. Like they marketed it as being different to the previous puzzle mystery quilts, and I believe that is 100% correct. It was definitely different. I had fun with it. It felt different. It was not the same as before. So even for seasoned detectives like ourselves that have done multiple of these, it gave us a new challenge. I really did enjoy it. It was fun working with a different pattern, like a different colorway. But the one thing that kind of threw me through a curveball is I had to watch my right sides and wrong sides, because the batiks, you don't have that issue.
Yes, and I agree 100%. This is the second time I've done the large size, and one thing that I noticed that the blocks themselves were bigger than when we did the previous one. So this is an example of one of the blocks. And I felt like in the previous one I was sewing, you know, like 6 or 8 different smaller blocks. And so to me I felt like this one came together even quicker. So I was very pleasantly surprised by that.
I agree with that there too. And so we'll show the reveal in a little bit of our individual colorways. But yeah, how did you enjoy having someone else pick it for you, and would you do it again?
Oh, I loved it. I like surprises. I try to keep open-minded about things, and I feel like the colorways, I pretty much like almost every colorway that is shown for the next puzzle mystery quilts. So I would absolutely do this again. I 100% trust you, especially after this pleasant surprise. So I am definitely up for another surprise if you are.
Oh, for sure, me too. I mean, I even let Cotton Cuts pick my colorway for the current one that we're doing, which is Flyway. I had the hardest time remembering the names of the names of each one. So yeah, I would definitely do it again. We're already in discussions, and yeah, you may just see us pick each other ones again in the future. So
Yes,
thank you so much, Amber.
love
It
that.
was a pleasure doing this with you, and hopefully we'll get to do it again.
I hope so too. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Sean.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeehaw! Howdy, detectives. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wild West reveal. You guys, this day is like Christmas and Easter and birthdays and anniversaries all wrapped into one. This is a project 10 months in the making. All of the detectives from all over the world that have been sewing the Wild West puzzle mystery quilt get to see it revealed. I think we have a showcase of about 12 quilts to show you guys over the next bit of time, so you can see this beautiful mystery and see it all unfold and come together to make this beautiful design. So what is a puzzle mystery quilt? If you're just joining us, if you've never participated, or perhaps you're middle of the way through Flyaway, what is a puzzle mystery quilt? That's not a phrase that we oftentimes hear in other quilt shops. So a puzzle mystery quilt is exactly this. So each month for 10 months, you get a clue in the mail like this with pre-cut triangles, squares, and strips. And so I want to be clear. When I say pre-cut, we cut the triangles, we cut the squares, we cut the strips, we cut everything so you can just sit and sew. You're going to sew this together. You're going to make some blocks and some triangle pieces. You're going to set it aside. And the next month you do the same thing. You set it aside. And at the end, you're going to tell you all the instructions on how to sew it together. So you're going to take month 1 and sew it next to month 7 and next to month 6. And then at the end, you have the beautiful quilt tops we're about to see. Nobody knew what this final design was until they received the final instructions. We've been doing this for a long time, you guys, and we've seen all of your guesses. This one upped the game in degree of difficulty. Folks got close, but it's just so much fun to see how much you guys play with this. It is one we keep you guessing until the very end. The only thing you have control over is the colorways that you pick. We always offer so many. We heard Amber and Sean talking about all the variability in the colorways. We like to give you guys the choice because we've all done those mysteries where you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, and before you know it, you've got this color in there that you absolutely hate. We want to make sure that you guys make a beautiful quilt top that you will love and enjoy the whole time you have it. This is our 16th time we were doing this. And as I was thinking, I was like, I guess the PMQ can now drive a car, which feels crazy and feels bonkers that we've been doing this 16 times. Flyaway is 17, and the next one will be 18. And then I guess it can vote, I guess is the next big major milestone. I feel like this is my baby. Like this is something we've been nurturing and growing. And we love that you've joined us for this journey and are along for the ride. All right, let me check my notes because before I know it, we're going to be off in a ditch. All right. Let's see here. So our puzzle mystery quilt is designed by our fantastic design partner, Sheila Christensen. Sheila does all the design of all these mysteries. She's the brainchild. She's the one that puts all the sketches together, breaks it down into the individual pieces, and comes up with all the instructions for the final design. We collaborate on that. I see all of the designs. I pick the colorways with her, and then we go off and running, and everyone has a fantastic time along the adventure. So we are going to start, as we always do, by checking in with Sheila. Sheila is joining us from a special location this reveal, so we'll cover that in just a minute. Paula is going, we've got some crazy technology going on over here in the Wild Wild West. We've got Paula off on the side, and there is Sheila. Sheila is muted, Paula. So Sheila, you are joining us from a special location for this reveal. Can you share with us where you are? Where in the world is Sheila Christensen today?
Well, where in the world is Sheila Christensen? Where do you think now then? In New Zealand, it's autumn time, it's fall, and it's Saturday morning. But where I am, it's Friday evening and it's springtime. So
you are in a beautiful English garden, which we've used as a mystery
garden.
theme before. Yes.
Yes. So this is my sister and brother-in-law's garden that I'm in. And they have been recruited to help me to reveal the quilt as well. So
I love how our family members get dragged into this, right?
It's great, isn't it?
Remember when we used to have the boys and they used to tell dad jokes and like everyone would die? Yeah, I know. They're too old for that anymore. We'll see. All right. So Sheila, tell us about the Wild West design.
Okay. So the Wild West design, as always, I come up with the design for the quilt first, and then the name follows, and that depends on what it inspires me to call it once it's been designed. So as you might guess, this one reminded me of kind of a blanket you might find in Arizona or somewhere like that.
Yes.
And so that's why it got its name, Wild West.
Yeah, you and I looked at it and I was like, Sheila, I get like kind of southwesty vibes when I see it. I grew up in Arizona and I was like, it has to have some Western vibes to it. Whether we do natural formations, it felt very like United States Southwesty.
Yeah. So hence all the colorway names that your team came up with, which are amazing.
Yes, well, so we came up with the names, but to be clear, we let our detectives name the colorways, right? So yes. So it's very, very Wild Westy theme. Growing up in Arizona and California, and we grew up with all the Westerns, all of the shows. And so it was a lot of fun picking the names for this time. And I mean, it's really representative of the final design as well.
Yeah. So are you ready to see it?
Wait, no, we have to ask
no,
you.
Not yet.
Why are you, no, we've got to make them, we got to keep them here. No. All right, so Sheila, so tell us, why are you in the United, so you're not in New Zealand, you're in the United Kingdom.
Yep,
What, are you just visiting family?
Visiting my family, my sister's here, and we're going to visit Mum at the home. And so that's been really lovely to go and say hi to her and sing songs with her. And
Fantastic. All right, so Sheila, tell us which colorway you did. Which one are we about to see?
So the one I did, I'm trying to remember now.
Oh, I've got notes. No. You did the Mystic Cactus colorway.
Cactus, yes. And this colorway is my sister Jill's favorite colors, and she might end up with it on her bed. So so this is all the blues and teals, greeny sort of colors.
And you did the large version.
I've done the large version. Now, I did make 2 quilts. I made also a small gold rush, but the small gold rush is still in New Zealand. So I have to post pictures of that when I get back.
Yes. Well, so I want let's pause right there real quick because I forgot to cover. The mystery quilt comes in 2 sizes. So there's a small and a large. And so when we're looking at the designs today, the small is just a smaller version of what is going to be expanded into the large. It's not blown up. So the design is not the same, just if there are additional design elements that make it a large, but the same base design holds true for both.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. All right, so let's see your large boys. This is guys, this is the big
drum
reveal.
roll. We need our assistants, please.
Okay. All right, here we come. All right.
Here comes.
All right.
Oh, here's the lovely blue sky. It's a bit chilly here today, but you need to unpeg. There's 3 pegs there. There's one in the middle as well. I'll direct them.
It's okay. They're totally
Are
fine.
you ready?
All right.
Drum roll.
And
Right. Okay. Go.
woohoo!
There we go. Oh! Well done, Jim.
It's okay, guys. So for those of you that have been long time cotton cuts, puzzle mystery quilt enthusiasts, that happens. It's okay.
It does happen, doesn't it?
We're gonna get it repinned really
Probably
quickly.
one of the easier ones.
It's okay. I appreciate the creativity in making this happen.
Oh,
All right.
there we go.
So Sheila, what we're going to do is we're going to drop you and I off the camera so we can see the quilt in all of its glory, and then we're going to come right back. All right, Paul, you got it? All right.
Little turn now.
All right. Okay, so Sheila, now that everyone can see the finished design, tell us, like, it seems southwesty, right? It's got a lot of those like sharp types edges you can imagine in the United States Southwest. Yes.
Yeah. So that's those kind of flying geese things that are going around at an angle, which were a bit of a challenge to design, but so that was fun, and so that creates that pattern against the background.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I wanted to do was have it kind of a little bit asymmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the border, that's got kind of arrows going in different ways, and it's a little bit different in one corner to the other corner, which is, it's just nice to ring the changes a little bit. And yeah, like Sean was saying before, it's something different and not as similar to previous mystery quilts.
Yes, yeah, and so I like and appreciate that he recognized that this one is different.
Yes.
You have a pieced border that's asymmetric, and I know this tripped a lot of people up when they were trying to do their guesses, because everyone's used to being center, symmetry, and this one flipped it for a curve.
It's not going to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I want to cover for those folks that are going to be sewing this, those borders on the end are cut a little bit longer. You're going to have to trim them. So I want to make sure that everyone pays attention to the instructions on those borders. Since they are asymmetric, we wanted to provide you pieces that were a little bit bigger. So make sure you're paying attention to those dimensions and that they fit your finished quilt.
Yeah. So what it is the long strips that you can see where Jill's hand is. So those strips have been cut longer than they need to be. So you're going to need to trim those before you join them onto the 2 bits, the arrows that go at either end.
Yeah. Awesome, Sheila. It looks lovely. All right. So tell us. So what's next for you? Where are you at in the design process? Share with everyone the behind the scenes for you.
Okay, so I am now at the point of having done the design for the next quilt that you're going to launch soon. And so we've picked some colorways. I think we finished picking colorways.
You're like that's the end of the show, man. We're gonna get to that, but so we're the design for Under the Sea is done, but you've already drafted a design for the one that comes after Under the Sea.
Yes, I have. Yeah. I'm in the middle of that one. I haven't finalized it yet, but it takes a while, and so I have to sort of come up with a few different ideas and then play around with them and see how the large and the small are going to look, how it's going to break down, how different fabrics are going to work in it, and whether it's going to work as a design. So I'm almost done with the one after that one.
Oh my goodness. Crazy times, woman. All right. I'm going to let you get your family off the hook. Go spend quality time with your family. As always, Sheila, thank you so much for all that you've done and your design inspiration and being able to share all this creativity with so many people.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much to all of your team for doing so much cutting, an amazing job, and also all the ambassadors for all their sharing of what they've been doing. It's just
Mhm.
great to see everybody doing all these different colorways. So
Yeah.
thanks so much, everybody.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sheila.
Okay.
All right. Bye. All right. All right. That was exciting. Okay, so that's the first. We have so many more coming. I've been seeing some questions go through. My team's going to help and try and answer as many questions as we possibly can. But what we're going to do is, so we're doing it a little differently. I am not going to be pulling quilts and showing you guys. So backstage in the other room, we have Cheryl and Robin from my team. We're going to cut and show them real quick. There they are. They're getting ready. They have 3 quilts in that side room to show you guys. All right. Are we ready? So they're still waving. Guys, they're going to want to see the quilts. All right. They're moving. Okay. So the first quilt we're going to show you is from Dawn on our team. She did the large prairie sunset quilt. And so you can see it has the asymmetrical border, just like the one that just like the one Sheila just showed us. This is a large, and it has the same design in the center, but it looks slightly different just because of color placement and color choice. So that mauve that we're closing in on is super, super beautiful. Hey, Robin, take a step back so we can see all of the quilts before we zoom in on it. So this one Dawn did, it was outside her comfort zone, but she says this is one of her favorite ones she's actually done as well. All right, that looks beautiful and fantastic. We are also going to post pictures of all these quilts on our website and on our social media after the show as well. All right, so then the next one is from Cheryl made this one. So Cheryl actually just moved her own quilt that she just made. This is large bluebell. And so as we were practicing putting these up, like a high amount of contrast in that prairie sunset. And with this one on the bluebell, it's so subtle. Those changes in colors are so subtle, but it looks so fantastic together. It blends. It is the same design, you guys. And I know we've done a lot of different quilts and we talk about how different the colorways are in the same design. And so this just gets to that point of how important fabric choice is, because if you take the same design and you do it in a couple different fabrics, you're going to end up with something vastly different. And so in this one, right, that center design is very muted and fades into it because you see the outside more. You see more of the outside, and it inverts the actual colors and the design by just making a couple different fabric choices. Now, we talked about the difference between a small and a large. So this is what the small design looks like. This is our small quilt. And so you can see it has the same basic center, but the borders are a little different. And so the asymmetric border only goes on the top and the bottom, but since the quilt is smaller, we had to edit out the flying geese, and instead they made angle pieces going into the corners. So this one is Delilah. This is a small Delilah. And you can see how with this one, again, the fabric choices kind of invert the design. And some you see more of the center and some you see more of the outside. And so it has the same flying geese in the middle. It still has that same kind of, I'll call it a rotated 4-patch in the center as well. But this was sewn by Robin on my team. Robin's actually the one holding the camera. Robin has made one every time for I think the past 3 or 4 times we've done the mystery quilt. Robin had never sewed before she started working here. And so look at this now. She's making this small quilt. We're going to see a fun inspirational video from Robin towards the end of the show. But yes, I see Marlene is saying that navy blue kind of frames the center versus making it where your eye goes in the middle. So as we look at the next upcoming colorways, I want you guys to pay attention to just how important that fabric choice is. And you're all making the same design, but at the same time, you could make a vastly different quilt from your friend sitting next to you. All right, Robin, they're giving you lots of inspirational quotes and comments for all your fantastic work. All right, that's it from the team in the back. Thank you guys so much for showing those quilts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to a bunch of ambassadors that have been doing this project with us for 10 months on all of their social channels. And so this show, we're doing something a little different. And that's that we are going to be actually having people that can't participate live. We had them prepare some videos because we want you guys to see as many of the finished quilts as possible. We always get questions, hey, can I see a large this? Hey, can I see a small that? And we want to make sure that you guys get to see all the finished designs, as many as we possibly can. All right, so first up, we have our very, very special friend of the show, Andrea from Arkansas Gal. Now, she is joining us like she did a year ago. My gosh, it's been a year. From the quilt show in Paducah. This is the big quilt show in Paducah. So Andrea is here. And what we're going to do is, since she's on a cell phone in the street and she's recruited quilters from the quilt show to help her show her design, we're going to turn it right over to her. She's going to show you the finished design, and then we're going to come back to me. So that way we make sure that we get everything she wants to say in. So Paula, Andrea, you are up, dear.
Hey guys, it's Andrea Architects. I have very spotty service, so hopefully this will come through. I did the large PMQ for Ghost Town. I've probably done about 9 so far. I can't really keep track, but I absolutely love them because they're pre-cut. You can just sit down and sew. Beginners all the way to advanced. Anybody can love it. Yeah, I'm at the Paducah Quilt Show right now. I've got 2 Paducah ambassadors actually helping me hold my quilt up. I think that's about all. My advice for new ones would be sure and get on there early when they drop the new line so you can snag the colorway that you want. So here is my large Ghost Town. Oh, and what I love most, this is one of my favorite ones. Absolutely. I love how Sheila did the borders with the arrows, the not symmetrical borders. Here's mine. Hopefully y'all can see it in the, yeah. And there's Cindy and Rebecca helping me out from the Paducah ambassadors. Looks, yeah, Paducah's beautiful and we love their quilt show. Everybody should check it out. And that's all for me, quick and short. Thank you guys so much.
Fantastic. Thank you, Andrea. That quilt, the Ghost Town, was our most popular by far. That is the most popular colorway, and it's Halloween, right? It's so awesome.
It's very striking in those colors.
Yes.
The pattern really stands out.
Because when you look at it, it doesn't scream Halloween, but when you look at the individual fabrics, they're very Halloween themed. It looks beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much, Andrea, for all of your support. As always, go enjoy the quilt show. Go enjoy a beautiful day in Kentucky. All right, so next up, we have our incredible friend, Crystal from Crystal Hearts. She could not join us in person today, so what she did is she prepared a video. Now, I want you guys to pay special attention to this. It appears as though there was a storm kind of rolling over the hills through her video. So thankfully, I will tell you, I'll give you the ending. She was safe. It does look a little treacherous out there for her, but what we're going to do is cut to a video that Crystal made for us, and she has a small Delilah quilt to share with us.
Hey fellow detectives, my name is Crystal from Crystal Heart on YouTube and Crystal Heart Quilts on Instagram, and I'm here to reveal my Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt for Wild West. I did the Dahlia colorway, which is a beautiful colorway. I'm going to show y'all the quilt in just a minute, but I do want to say that there is a little mistake in the quilt, and I would like for y'all to find it. It has kind of become like a little thing where every time I do these quilts, I'll have one little small mistake that I don't fix. So that happened with this quilt, and I just let it be. I did find the mistake in time to change it, but I chose not to. So I will show y'all, and this is the small size Dahlia colorway. All right, the wind is preventing me from getting better views, but this is what the colors look like in the beautiful fabrics. I chose this colorway because I always look for the most colorful, like brightest colors that Cotton Cut offers for the Puzzle Mystery quilts. So this was the brightest, most fun colors that I love. So that's why I chose them. I also love like mermaid colors, so pink, purples, and blues, and turquoise. Love, 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 love. Okay, so the reason why I love Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery quilts is because everything is done. And if you know anything about me, if you're a gem and you come from my channel, you know that I live in an RV and I have small space for sewing. So really I can't have a large cutting mat out all the time. So being that these quilts are like the pieces are already cut and I don't have to do any cutting, it makes it so easy for me. So if you're a small space quilter, just think about that. And I didn't even think about that before I became a small space quilter. I just like the convenience of it. So just in general, it helps. If you have hand problems with cutting, the cutting thing is the biggest selling point for me, because I mean, it's easy and you just put it together. The patterns are easy to understand because it's just letters. You don't have to worry about the measurements and all that. So I love puzzle mystery quilts, and I love to see everybody's colorways and the sizes and the different variations of the quilt. I hope you guys really love mine. I enjoyed doing this so much, and I am enjoying the new color, the new puzzle mystery quilt, Fly Away, and I can't wait for the big reveal for that one. So thank you, and follow me on YouTube. Go subscribe to my YouTube. I'm headed to 5,000 subscribers, and I will do a huge giveaway whenever I get there. So go subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Paola. Bye.
Oh my gosh, we love Crystal. She is so cute. So the quilt actually kind of matched her dress. She always does that. It is so cute and so fantastic. And I love how just absolutely real she is. She's like, I made a mistake and she owns it. And so I love and appreciate that for cotton cuts. Like this is a space where it's okay to make that error, and you get to decide if you want to keep it or not. And that's really our motto here. There's no quilt police in cotton cuts, and she totally lives and embraces that. I love that, you know, she's, again, it's real. It's a windy day. Like, it'll be okay. She'll get us a photo and we'll be able to post it online. I still am looking forward to a rematch of our Stitch It to Win It, where she did beat me. And so we're going to revisit that again in a future video. All right. So next up, we have Beth from Goody Goods. Beth is like super cute, and she's right in front of her quilt. She's like so ready to show it. Hey, Beth. I know, right? We were practicing this earlier in the likes. There we go. All right, but Beth is muted, Paula. Okay. Hey, Beth, how are you today?
Woo! Good. How are you?
Good. All right. So tell us about your puzzle mystery quilt.
So I did the large Gold Rush colorway, and it is Cave Facette, and it is just, it's perfect. It's so good. I've never worked with orange. Orange is the color of fabric that I never bring home. So that was why I chose this, because I was like, well, I'm going to break out of my comfort zone and finally make myself an orange quilt. And I was just so happy to get this colorway. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. It's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Yes.
So tell us. So I know a lot of people do. They pick a colorway outside their comfort zone. Tell us about that journey, because oftentimes if you're outside your comfort zone, it gets deprioritized and you don't want to sew it every month. So tell us about your internal struggle and how you feel about it now.
I actually did not struggle because it was safe. I think because every individual print was just so pretty that it made it easier to get over the color hurdle. And every time I would see them come together in one block, I was like, oh, that's different. That's different. And then when it finally all came together, I was like, yes, I stuck it through and it looked so good. I couldn't imagine picking a different colorway.
Oh, that's fantastic. So Cave is hard for people to, you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
And oftentimes with Cave, it's a matter of how you cut it.
Yes.
And then once you step back, you're like, why didn't I see that from the very beginning? And your quilt, you can see it, right? We talked about the different colorways and the different designs. It almost has like an interior border, like around the center, and then another. So you've got that like yellow kind of border there.
Yeah. And I love what she did this year with the borders that they were mentioning, and also the corners. I don't know if you can tell in the other ones, but they're like little sawtooth stars. And I thought that was such a cute, like, addition to the design. I just really loved all the surprises she packed into this design this year.
We try to keep you guys guessing, right? We, after 16, we got to, keep it interesting and keep it exciting for sure. All right. So Beth, so tell us, what is a tip you would give someone who's not sure if they want to do the PMQ or not?
Just do it. Just go for it. I always get compliments afterwards, and then it's like, oh, I never could make that. Like, that looks so hard. And even my mother-in-law, I sent a picture of this, and she was like, that looks really hard. I don't think I could ever do those triangles. And I'm like, but you can. It's deceivingly, it looks so much harder than it is, and you've made it so easy with pre-cutting and with bite-sized instructions. So I would just, if you're thinking about it, go for it. It's manageable, it's easy, and it's fun.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before, like this one and the last one you did. Like, if you were to give me a pattern and tell me I had to cut 600 triangles and squares, I'd be like, no thanks. Like you have children, you just said you're going through sick bouts in your house. I've got teenagers that are active in sports. And it's like, if you tell me I have to cut 600 pieces, I'm like, nope, I'm doing something else with my time. But in this case, right, we're doing the cutting for you, and then you put it together, and it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's so easy. All right. So Beth, oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying it's all well thought out. So I love that you guys have really made the process so smooth and easy for us.
It's easy to jump from I've just made my first quilt to this, and then impress your friends with how easy you've made it look.
Yes.
All right. So Paula Paula flashes her notes, and she wants us to show your backing.
Oh, okay. So that's another thing that I love. I don't always buy the backing kits because I like to, challenge myself to either use my stash or go find something that works. And I found this Allison Glass fabric, again, orange. So it's going to be a full orange quilt. And then you guys send the binding fabric, and I just thought that'd be so cute together.
So stinking cute, Beth. Yeah. Awesome job. So tell us what colorway you've chosen for Flyaway, and tell everyone how to find you.
So I'm not sure what the name of it is. It's navy and orange. It's the navy and orange colorway.
Songbird.
Yes,
Again,
Songbird. And I am loving the contrast of that navy and the orange together. Every colorway or every quilt that I've done, I've just branched into a different color or scheme, and it's so fun. It's strengthening and making me more flexible in my sewing. But
when I think of there's no CAFE. And then navy and orange is like reproduction, 1880s reproduction. So you're really swinging the dial there.
Yeah, and Tree of Life, I did 2 different colorways on that one, and they were completely different too. So it's just so fun to experiment a little bit.
Well, and you can try it, right? You can try it, and if you love it, you get to keep it, and you have a beautiful gift to give to someone else if you don't, and it all works out in the end. Yes. Awesome, Beth. As always, thank you so much for all your partnership in this. I love all your quilts. You do such a fantastic job for us.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys have a good rest of your
All right, let's see here. I'm just reading the comments. You guys, I love all your support for our ambassadors. We couldn't do what we do without them, and we love that you guys support them and you go check out their channels. All right, so next up we have a video from Andy, True Blue Quilts video. So I love this video because Andy lives in Phoenix, and so she shot her video on location. And so here we have a Wild West theme in a Wild West location. And so this is a fantastic video from Andy. She's a first-time ambassador for us. And so we are gonna roll her footage for you.
Hi, I'm Andy from True Blue Quilts, and this is my Wild West Puzzle Mystery Quilt, all finished. It was such a fun journey over the last 10 months putting this quilt together. What I like most about Puzzle Mystery Quilts is, number one, the community. There are so many fun people all working on this project, and it's been fun to get to know them online. And every month you get to look forward to the pre-cut pieces that come ready to sew. And I chose the tumbleweed colors for this Wild West quilt because I love sewing with blue fabric, and this was such a gorgeous palette with these greens and golds mixed in as well that I really looked forward to seeing the different color combinations and the way the fabrics were put together each month. So I have loved my journey with cotton cuts, and I hope you'll join us for the next Puzzle Mystery Quilt.
Thank you, Andy, so much for that video. Tumbleweed is such a fun design. It's actually in the fabric behind me. And so thank you, Andy. You did an awesome job with your videos each month. The quilt looks stunning, and it is in its perfect location. So thank you, Andy, for all of your support for us. All right, now we're going to cut over to fan favorite Sean, the guy who sews. How are you, Sean? He's going to be joining me in just a second.
It's good. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, oh my God, we're always so happy to have you. This is a joy and a pleasure. I'm so thankful you're able to join us today.
Well, thank
All
you.
right. So as everyone saw in the intro, your colorway was chosen for you by Amber. And this is your first non-batik colorway. And it's
Right.
probably your first neutral that you've done for us. You do mostly like the jewel tone batikis. Yeah, and you've done red, white.
Yeah. And I actually had to think about this because normally with the batiks, there's really a right side and a wrong side, but you don't have to worry about it. I actually had to think about putting the right and the wrong side together. And there was a couple of times I had to pull out my very, very bestest friend and rip it apart because I put, them together wrong. But yeah, you can't really cheat like you can with batik.
I love that you're like fabrics have a right side and a wrong side because you're so used to batiks. You've detrained your brain from that, right?
Easy, you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, but it was a fun challenge, and the Wild West theme and the Tombstone colorway, it was absolutely perfect. Like I'm so glad that was the one that Amber chose for me.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so your size is a small, yes?
Yes.
All right, shall we show the quilt?
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
So it's gonna be hard because I've got a fairly small space, but this
That's okay.
is it. I'll try and pull it
Hold
up
on.
the best
So
I can.
Paula is trying to get it so you're bigger on the screen than I am. So we're technical difficulties in our Wild West. Hold on one second, Sean. We want to see the beauty of the quilt in all of its glory.
Okay.
She's working on it. She's clicking buttons frantically. I'll tell you when we want you to hold it up big and wide. Well, we can see it from here ish.
Okay.
All right. Okay, this is as good. She's saying this is as good as it's going to get. So this is Tombstone Gang, and this is the large. And so this is actually all Tim Holtz fabrics. So I know we've got some Tim Holtz fans in the Cotton Cuts family, but these are all Tim Holtz fabrics that have been put together. Sean will get us a picture, and we'll put it out on social media as well. But I mean, it looks so different than all the other ones we've seen, Sean, don't you think?
It does. Like when I took a photo of it the other day, the center section almost looks like it's three-dimensional, like it's a small globe. I don't know if it's just me or not, but with this colorway, it almost looks three-dimensional.
Yeah, I feel like with the movement in the colors, like how they come to the center, I could definitely see it popping out at you versus a lot of the other ones which are radiating out from the center. All right. All right. So fantastic. So Sean, tell us, what did you like most about this design?
It was different. It was, like I said earlier in my video, it's not the same as before. And as someone that's done several of these, it was nice to have a slightly different challenge and see something a little bit different. So that was really neat to be able to see that.
Awesome. All right. So tell us, so we picked your colorway for Flyaway. Which colorway did we pick for you?
We picked Flamingo, which is the cafe facet, and I've never worked with that fabric line before. So that's another new challenge for me. And I've really been enjoying that. Like, having someone pick for me, because like I said in my video earlier, if you leave me up to my own devices, I'm going to pick the beautiful batiks each and every time. So it's fun to be able to branch out and let someone else pick for me.
Yes, and so I think that's actually fantastic advice for people wanting to consider this. If you get stuck in a colorway, have someone else pick it. And I share this story every now and then. We've got a group of quilters. There's about 10 of them, and they put colorway names in a bowl. And then they reach in, and that's the colorway that they're sewing with the group. And so everyone sews together, and it might be in your comfort zone, or it might be out of it, but that way you randomize it and you leave it up to chance.
Oh, for sure. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. All right, Sean, so someone asked a question. I don't know if you responded. So isn't it prom season in your house? Like, aren't you peak prom season this time of year?
It is, but it's not for a couple of weeks. Last year it was, we had a student at a private school, and that's why we had prom night on release night. It was very interesting trying to juggle that.
Yeah, we were doing the reveal last year, and like there were kids in prom clothes going back and forth behind you.
Never
all right, well, Sean, as always, it's always a ton of fun to see your videos. I love your support for us. I love all of the projects you make for us and everything that you do. How can people find you after the show?
Primarily on YouTube, as the guy who sews. I'm also on Instagram under the same handle, and you can also find me on Facebook and Discord under the same name.
Fantastic. So the boy who sews is going to be an intern here this summer. We are going to make the collaboration happen between the guy who sews and the boy who sews.
Oh, absolutely. I'm more than ready for it.
He's got visions for what we're doing on YouTube. He is off and running. I love it.
Sounds good. I'm ready for it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sean. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you soon. All righty, gang. Next up, we have a first-time ambassador for us, Leanne from Pastry Queen Farm Adventures. Leanne did the small saloon for us. And so I know we talked about how Sean normally does batiks, and that's his like go-to fabric of choice. So we wanted to follow his video showing what the purple batiks looked like for this colorway. And we know that a lot of you were kind of hesitant about some of these batiks, but those of you that have been sewing it, the feedback has come back so positive about these batiks. And especially some of them have some metallic inlay that we're going to be able to see in Leanne's video. Those of you that did Saloon are over the moon and happy with it. We cannot wait to show you what the finished design looks like. So Paula, we are ready.
Hi everyone, it's the Pastry Queen and I am in my sewing room with, let me unveil, my Wild West Saloon was my colorway. Quilt! I'm so excited. This was so much fun. I did this on my channel. We did it on the lives. We did it mostly on live, some pre-recorded videos. Mostly, I just took these packages wherever I wanted. They're all pre-cut, so it's super easy and super portable to take it with you wherever you want. It's so beautiful. I love purple. Purple's one of my signature colors. So it was very wonderful to work with. This happens to be batiks, so it was really easy. Working with the batiks is like working with fabric that has been starched. It was fabulous. It really was fabulous. This is my quilt top. I am putting the extra borders and I have a backing and it's all coming. And I will be long arming this on my channel, which is Pastry Queen's Farm Adventures. And finishing up this quilt, but I did want to bring it here for the reveal. I'm so excited. I can't wait to quilt it. And yes, Saloon was just right for me. I'm so excited. And this is my first ambassador quilt. I am doing Flyaway and my, what was the one? Oh, I'm doing Hummingbird. That's gorgeous. I mean, that fabric is gorgeous too. So I'm super excited with this and I've just had so much fun. So you might want to continue doing PMQs if you have them, but you might want to consider doing a PMQ if you haven't tried one yet. If you're a traveler like me, super easy. Just put it in your bag and ready to go. I actually brought one of these with me to Puerto Rico and sewed up one of my clues there. But super easy. I just love it. And thank you, Cotton Cuds, for giving me another adventure. I enjoyed this adventure and I'm enjoying the new adventure with Fly Away as well. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Oh my gosh, thanks so much, Leanne. She's actually hanging out with us on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, leave her a comment and share with her how amazing it was. I love new ambassadors and the different way they see the way we're doing things and the different content. And I love that Leanne, like Crystal, talk about how mobile the PMQ is. And I don't think we actually really talk about that very frequently here at Cotton Cuts, but here we have two ambassadors that are mobile, that are on the road, that are looking at small room quilting, that want to be able to take a project with them. And this is when you literally just need a sewing machine and the fabric, and you can make the quilt tops that you're seeing today. And so thank you, Leanne, for sharing that tip. I think that's something we probably don't talk about enough, but I love the mobility of this project because you're not carting around yards of fabric. You're carting around a little envelope with a little plastic envelope with triangles and squares in it. So Leanne, thank you so much. A fantastic job. All right. Now, next up, we have Amber from So Majestic. Amber, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
We're doing good. Amber did the large Josie, and she has that lovely quilt behind her.
I love it. Sean did a great job. I'm so happy with his choice. I honestly thought I was going to get something like completely different. I love bright colors, and this is just so perfect. And as you're looking at all the different reveals, like you can see that the center really pops because it's framed with the white so well. Yes. And as I was sewing, I was like, how is this going to come together? Some blocks there was like a ton of white. Some there was like more of the pinks, and it was such a pleasant surprise to see the end result.
I love, like, this is very Southwesty, right? When you're looking at it, all the sharp points, it's very Southwest. But the fabric itself is 30s reproduction. And here you've taken 30s reproduction and made it into something that feels super Southwest and looks great together.
Yeah, and on it, there's like the blue has like little TVs and some has scissors. Like the details are just like so cute. And you're right, like the overall effect of it is just perfect.
So out of curiosity, what is not your colorways, right? Because this is like the third time I've heard you talk about a fear. If Sean picked a colorway, that he would pick something you wouldn't like. So let's talk about that for half a second.
So I love bright colors. So the ones that I tend to shy away, where it's more of, for example, the previous, was it Saloon, the purple? I probably wouldn't have picked that because it was all purple. So I like when my fabrics are very different from each other.
So high amounts of contrast, if you will. You like,
yes, exactly.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
So like when we looked at the bluebell, right? That is a high blend effect to it.
Yes. But for Tree of Life, though, I did have the neutral colorway that kind of all blended together. And I did love that end result because, as some of the other ambassadors said, I do try to push myself, whether it's having Sean pick my colorway or like I had never done a neutral for Tree of Life. For Carnival, I chose Lemonade because it had yellow and I've never sewn yellow. So, and for the Flyway, I chose Batiks because Sean raves about them so much. I was like, I need to get a colorway that I can try these batiks and understand what everyone's talking about.
Right. So tell us, if someone's on the fence about doing a PMQ, you've done a lot. What is your favorite thing about the PMQ?
I just love that it is so easy to come together. And I know everybody says that, but my very first quilt was a PMQ. I had never quilted anything before. So I just really love that it is perfect for experienced quilters or true beginners. So I would say, like, looking at these quilts, the end result, it can be kind of intimidating, but it's really not. How the package is put together, everything from the instructions to having it pre-cut, it really is like a beginner quilter's dream to learn to quilt if you want to.
Yes. I love all of that, right? That is definitely something that my kids have made these quilts, right? They're very easy to go together. The instructions are easy to follow, but at the same time, if you're a super seasoned quilter as well, you can still enjoy this process because you're making a beautiful quilt. And it's, for me, like, if I just want to sit and sew, this is such a relief because I don't have to deal with yardage of fabric. And if I make a miscut, now I need to go back to the store and get more. Or, I'm finding a fabric that's been in my stash for 5 years. Good luck.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Amber. Okay, so how can folks find you and learn more about you and all the awesome stuff you do on your channels?
Sure. So I go by So Majestic. When I became an ambassador, it actually inspired me to start my YouTube channel. So you can find me on YouTube for lives and pre-filmed tutorials there. And also Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, it's all under So Majestic.
So how did you come up with your name? I'm sure we've talked about this some point over the years. How's the name come to be?
I actually, for like 2 weeks, couldn't think of any names. And I told my boyfriend, I was like, okay, I want it to be like sewing related. Like I love reading fantasy novels. So I wanted some element of, I guess that's where the Majestic came from. So if you think of like unicorns or something. So he came up with it and I was like, that is perfect. So,
I love it.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so I will let you go, Amber. It is starting to rain here, so hopefully everyone can still hear me as the rain is coming down outside the shop. But Amber, thank you so much for all that you do. I love your partnership with our ambassadors. I love seeing all your projects come together. Your videos are a joy and a pleasure to watch. I enjoy them, and I appreciate all that you have done for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Thanks so much, Amber. Have a great weekend. All right. Let's see here. So our next video is from another first-time ambassador. This is Wanda from Alonda Craft Video, and she made, so this one's going to be very different than a lot of the ones we've seen. This colorway is one that is distinctly different from the others, and I cannot wait to see it come together. She did a large dusty rose, and as she did it, she's going to talk about how she chose her backing for the quilt. I know backing is a question that comes up a lot. You finished this quilt, now how do you do the backing for it? But she's also going to talk about how she quilted it, and this is her largest quilt she's ever quilted on her domestic sewing machine. So you guys are going to want to hang out, see the photos, and see her process. So with that, we're going to flip over to Wanda's video.
I'm Wanda from Alanda Craft, and I just want to say hi to all the other detectives who've been taking part in putting together the Wild West Puzzle Mystery Quilt over the past 10 months. This was such a novel way of putting together a quilt. I had no idea what the quilt was going to look like until it all came together in the 10th month. Now there were so many gorgeous colourways to choose from, so Paula and I picked 3 colours each, and after much deliberation we decided to go with the Dusty Rose as we liked the vintage look of it. You know what I liked most about creating this quilt was that all the pieces were pre-cut, and it was so easy to put them together. They fitted together perfectly, and it made the process really easy. So here is my completed quilt, and I absolutely love the design. Now I quilted it doing edge-to-edge quilting on my Brother embroidery machine, and what an epic that was. And it's my first really large quilt that I've done using this method, but I really love how it turned out. Now I didn't get the backing package, so what I had to do was to get some fabric, and I was fortunate enough to pick up this fabric here in Australia, and I think it went really well. I was really hoping to get the red, but they didn't have that, and this is the only one I could get in large enough quantity for a backing. Now another thing, when I saw the binding, I was a little hesitant about that. I didn't think that was going to go, but it really looks very nice. I'm very pleased with the result. So let's take a closer look at the quilting. Now I used the loopy stipple stitch design, and I personally think it goes nicely with the quilt pattern. I haven't ever made this traditional type of quilt before, as on Alanda Craft we tend to make quilts that are more modern in style. And another thing I really like is how the borders came together. So all in all, this was a worthwhile exercise. I loved everything about the process, from getting the monthly kits in their individual packets to getting the clues each month, and finally finding out how to put it all together. This is a very clever idea from Cotton Cuts, and I'd like to say a big thank you to them for all the effort they put into creating these PMQ kits.
Thank you so much, Wanda. As you guys can see, like, it's a vastly different design than other quilts. And she said even on her channel, she's used to sewing more modern quilts. Dusty Rose is more of a traditional design, which is actually becoming the new modern. But it's a beautiful, beautiful quilt. And I know a lot of people did Dusty Rose. That was our first one to sell out. We couldn't get more fabric of it. So if you've got one of those, love it, treasure it, and enjoy it. So thank you so much. I appreciate her comments about the binding too. So with the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, we supply the binding to you so you can use it to finish your quilts, because we want you to get as close to finish as possible with as much as we can do. And so I'm seeing comments, you guys loved it and loved the backing. All right, last but most definitely not least, we have our favorite ambassador. Do we have a favorite ambassador? We love them all. This is one we don't really know what's going to happen every time we have this guest on our show, but we're going to join the incredible Ian from Off Kilter Crafter. Hello, sir. I love everything.
Howdy, partner. How are you?
Howdy. How are things in that yonder east where you might be?
Oh, things are swell. Just hanging out at a retreat, my very first ever retreat. So I'm not in my normal location, as you may see.
Well, we never know with you, right? Like,
it's true.
Like, you just never know where Ian is going to pop up in this world. Okay.
You know, I had to go into my closet. I had to dig out my Ruby Star bandana for today's special occasion.
Oh my God, I love everything about it. Okay, so tell me about this retreat. Let's talk a little bit about that for a second.
Becca, Mary, and I, if you have been on my channel, Becca's channel, you know that we love to hang out with each other. So we're hanging out at a retreat, working on some projects, working on some things. In fact, Mary's currently working on her flyaway clues right next to me on the sewing machine right next to me. So it's been really fun watching her clues come together.
All right, so tell us, so for Wild West, this is number 13, 12, 13 for you?
Flyaway is 12, so this would have been number 11.
11, okay.
And then, yeah, so Flyaway is number 12, and then our next one will be 13.
Okay, so in that situation, every time for the past several, we've had you take a guess.
Yes.
This has become a fun Ian guessing game.
It has.
How close did you come this time?
99%. I got so very close, and I have to say I blame. There was a little bit of a pattern error, and thankfully corrections went out before they actually hit everybody else. But unfortunately for the ambassadors, there was a little bit of, oh, we actually need to put out a correction on this. So it was a little kerfuffle trying to figure that out. But otherwise, I got it correct. And y'all tried to trick me on this one.
So, okay, so timeout though, right? Like you said the borders tripped you up because it was asymmetric. And so when I looked, you were struggling to get them all to fit together because the asymmetric border tripped you up. And the only pattern modification was to cut the strips to what the instructions said.
Well, the cornerstones ended up a little off. So yeah, there was a little bit of difference, but I will tell you, I did struggle for a little while trying to figure it out because Clue 10 usually has those long strips that cover the entire quilt. And so I saw them in the package and just like normal was like, oh, those will go on last. But as I started to put them together, I realized, wait a minute, these aren't matching up. There's not enough fabric here. And that's when I opened Clue 10 and saw, wait, these strips aren't the entire length of the quilt. Wait a minute. I see you trying to trick me.
You mean we had you guessing all the way to the end in a mystery quilt?
You did.
This
you sure
I
did.
love. I know we have, so Janet Elliott is a longtime detective as well. And she had 3 different quilts and she laid them out 3 different ways because she got twisted up with the borders as well.
Yep.
We like to throw that in. And then I think if you're doing a small, there's some squares in Clue 10. And so if you didn't use those in your layout, you were all sorts of twisted.
Yep.
All right.
You definitely tricked me up with that asymmetry in this one.
Yay! All right.
But you know, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm still waiting on that ribbon, Kim.
Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. All right. Wait, here's your ribbon. All right, here we go.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to thank the Academy for this award.
The Quilt Academy for my awesome, I guess, the Puzzle Mystery Quilt Award. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us what colorway you did and let's see this beautiful quilt.
I had Calamity, which I saw the colors and knew I was going to love. And sure enough, when I finally put it together, I did love how this one comes together. This is another great puzzle mystery quilt. So are we ready to see it?
Let's see it. I'm in.
All right. Let's do this.
Hopefully we don't have a quilt
calamity
hopefully we don't have a quilt calamity as you're showing us.
Exactly. That would be disastrous. Oh, let's not go that way. Let's go this way. You know, as I was coming on air, there was this weird tumbleweed that blew in behind it.
Oh my goodness, who might that be?
I don't know what's going on back here.
Of course, there she is. I was literally like, before the show, I was like, I wonder if we're gonna get a Becca sighting. Sure enough,
exactly.
We tumbleweeded on in. Oh my goodness, you guys, take a look at this awesome quilt. This is fantastic. What do you love most about this, Ian?
You know, it feels very Southwest. It really, really feels Southwestern, and I just love everything about it. I love the blues. I love the oranges. Blue and orange is one of my favorite combination of colors, and I love that my borders have that color combination in it.
Yes. And I mean, what's happening now?
There's mine.
Becca is showing off her quilt. This is where she's at on her quilt. So there we go.
You got one clue done. Okay, that's okay. So Becca, come back.
Oh, they want you to
come back. There are many detectives that can relate to you who are one clue in as well. So you are in good company. There are people who will be catching up as well. I have no doubt.
So I have the headphones in, so she can't hear you. But she's saying that there are many detectives who are in your shoes right now as they're working through the clues.
You are not alone.
You have time.
She says you have time. Everybody has plenty of time.
Everybody has plenty of time. I swear. So we get people who are like, yeah, I was working on this puzzle mystery quilt called So Sweet. Do you happen to have any backing fabric for it? And we have to like, okay, that was like 8 quilts ago. We will take a look and see what we can do. We will see what we can help you with.
Yep, that one's on my bed right now, in fact.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, yep. I think mine's. The one on my bed goes way back to quilt one. I don't even remember the name of it. Trish Reed will tell me. I have no doubt. She remembers all of it.
Kim looks like Jessie, and you remind people of Andy.
Oh, everybody at the retreat is saying that you look like Jessie, and I look like Woody from Toy Story.
We're Toy Story. So I don't think we can technically say that brand. We look like the show with the toys that come to life.
The toy cowboy and the amazing space astronaut.
Oh, so much fun, Ian. Oh my gosh. So what are you working on at the retreat? What you working on?
I'm currently working on a foundation paper piece thing. And then I finished a Progress Pride flag that's made out of scraps. So it's a lot really scrappy, but looks really cool. So I finished that and just hanging out with everybody and enjoying the time.
that's the best part about a retreat, right? Like this
Yeah.
is why you do that. You go to hang
Yep.
out with people and just
This was
sew.
Oh,
Right. We
did
did
I lose you?
we did a whole show yesterday about retreats as a means of forming community. And, you know, you're walking with your friends at a ball game and they think you quilt and it's weird, but then you come in a room like you're in right now and like everyone does it and it's awesome and it's great.
Yep. It's a lot of fun.
Yes. Oh, so someone's asking that it's weird to see a PMQ from you where you didn't piece the border differently because
that is correct. Yep, I didn't get a chance to put the borders on this one. There's been a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and there's some really exciting announcements coming on over the next few months that people are going to want to tune in for.
So can you tell us how they might find you to stay on top of all of your latest announcements?
Absolutely. They can find me over on Instagram off Quilter Crafter Ian, and then of course on YouTube off Quilter Crafter Ian. Guys, you're going to want to check me out this week. We have something really exciting coming this week.
All right, so everybody check him out, follow him, you know how to find him, go and see what new and exciting things he has. Someone's asking about your spurs, but you don't even have shoes on your feet right now.
I don't have shoes on my feet right now, no. I was going to put tennis shoes on, but that, I don't know.
You're fine, it's all right, it's all good. All right, as always, Ian, thank you so much for all of your support for us. You do a fantastic job with our Puzzle Mystery Quilts, and we can't wait to see what's coming next for you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah!
All right. So we have a couple more things for you guys. And so thank you guys so much for submitting all your guesses. As we've been talking about, those extra borders trip some folks up. And so we're going to post some of those guesses as we into the Facebook group, the Cotton Cuts Fabric Facebook group, so you guys can see how close some of your peers came to guessing the final design. As a reminder, so this is what our Flat Nancy looked like for the Wild West colorway. And so all you have to do is you have a month left to take a picture with this Flat Nancy and your finished Puzzle Mystery Quilt to be entered to win the prizes. And so what we're doing is it's $25 gift cards for every month, for every entry. And then if you submit all 10, if you've made it the entire way through the program, we'll pick one lucky winner to win a free Puzzle Mystery Quilt for the next mystery. Now, to get you excited and motivated to finish those Puzzle Mystery Quilts, our team has put together a super quick reel to get you excited about the assembly process and to be able to join us tomorrow for the sew-in.
This is Delilah. It's so cute. Can't wait till we put it together.
Alrighty, detectives, that is the end of our Wild West mystery. So as we get ready for the next mystery, we are going under the sea. We're channeling our inner Poseidon and Atlantean vibes as we go under the sea. The colorway names are all going to be different inspired for this one, but the colorways are going to be up on the website by May 1st. Signups happen May 30th. And as all of our ambassadors have said, you are going to want to get there early. We're going to have about 10 or 12 colorways. Some of them are definitely going to sell out. Things are changing in the way fabric is sourced, and we are taking as much as we possibly can, but we do not want to miss you. So be sure to join us. Check your email. Everyone that's participating in Wild West should have gotten an email with your finishing instructions so you can get started sewing. Join us tomorrow for the sew-in. There'll be tons of prizes given every hour. And I feel like that is everything I was supposed to cover on Wild West. As always, thank you so much to our partners that do all of our crazy ambassador work. And thank you to Sheila for all of her inspiring designs and being able to make this program so accessible for so many people. All right, gang, join us under the sea and you will hear more from us later. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend and happy sewing, everybody. Bye now. And cut. Thank you so much for watching our video. We have so much fun making these, and we hope that you were both delighted and inspired by what you just watched. This video was sponsored by Cotton Cuts. Cotton Cuts is your one stop for all the best fabric and thread memberships. Love fabric? We've got you covered. Love thread? We've got you covered. We get that no two quilters are cut from the same cloth, which is why our memberships are as unique as you. We also have the largest block of the month in the world. Over 4,000 detectives solve our puzzle mystery quilts every year, and you can join them. Simply go to cottoncuts.com to learn more about all the awesome and fun things that we're doing. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to make sure you get all of our new fresh content every time it comes out. Thank you so much. Happy sewing enthusiasts, and we will see you soon. Bye now.